So, does the Necron Fortification really suck? Well, I recently played them, and this is what I learnt. It's coming right up.
Necrons!
Tactical Corner.
Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, today we are talking about the Necron Convergence of Dominion. I've recently played them, and well, we're going to talk about what I learnt. Now, the Convergence is an amazing miniature. I love the miniature. It was the miniature that I got the most excited about when all of the new Necron models came out. It's the miniature that I built first. It's the miniature I painted first. It looks so cool. However, I've never played it until recently. Actually, I don't think I've seen anyone play it in battle reports on YouTube. So if you have been playing it, let me know in the comments box below. The fortification is only 100 points, 30 wounds at toughness 8, a 3+ save, and also you can move them with a cryptech. Core units within 6 inches get +2 leadership. You have living metal, command protocols. They even have a gun, albeit strength 12, not strength 12, albeit only 12 inches, strength 4. It is -3 AP and 3 damage. Now, they are vehicles, which means that they now have the core keyword. So, what is wrong with them? Well, they are hard to deploy. You can't deploy within 3 inches of a terrain feature unless it's a hill. They can't score mission objectives. They can't shoot well, and well, it's only 12 inches, and the strength is far too low. You have to commit a cryptic to them if you want to move them. However, I wanted to play them because, as I said, I really like the miniature. So I built a list around them, and this is what I learnt. Now, to be clear, this wasn't a competitive list. This was just a fun list. However, I wanted to make the most of these stones. The 2+ leadership means it's great when you have large Necron warrior blobs. So in my list, I took 40 Necrons, 2 units of 20. I wanted to move the star stills, so I took a cryptech. Now, there's no point having a cryptech just to move the star still, so I doubled up his job. I took a Technomancer with a control node, but then I took some Doomstalkers so that I could put the Doomstalkers near the stones, and well, the cryptech could of course just buff those stalkers as well as doing the actions on the stones. The plan was to move 2 stones and leave 1 stone in my deployment zone near my warriors, pretty much up front, so that as my warriors moved forward they could still be in range of the stones. Now, as I said, it was just a fun army, so I thought if I'm playing warriors and the stones, then why not play reanimators as well to help with that RP role. So I had 2 reanimators, and what was quite interesting, I could actually hide one of the reanimators behind one of the stones. Only the stone that was not ruined, like the complete stone. And yeah, if these stones were actually really good in game, I would be very tempted to buy 3 kits of these and then just use the stone that isn't broken down for my 3 Dominion stones. Basically, the blocking line of sight is just so much better with those than the broken ones, even though the broken ones do look cool. So if I was a competitive win it or cosplayer, that's what I would do. I'm not though, of course. My list was backed up with Scorpet Destroyers and Vidians for some assault. How's it going so far? I love it. Oh, hilarious idea with the Doomstalkers. You seem quite red on one side, by the way. That's because there's a red wall right there. I managed to do everything that I wanted to do in the game. I moved the stones, I got them into good positions, I shot the gun, and I had fun with them. However, they didn't do anything. Their gun is useless. Well, we knew that already. I didn't need their leadership buffs. The warriors just didn't need any leaderships in this game. However, if they had to do leadership tests, then probably that would have been useful. The redeploying of the stones was a lot of fun, and I got them into some good positions, even to be able to shoot that 12-inch gun. However, the only real thing that they did for me was block areas of the board to deny some deep striking units from coming in. I think the fact that my buddy totally ignored my stones the whole of the game, well, that says a lot. Very cool to see behind the scenes. Go Nick. They were a lot of fun to play. I enjoyed playing them. However, as I said, the only real use, the only thing they did was block some of the board, and I could have done that by taking a couple of units of 3 scarabs for 90 points, a bit cheaper than the stones, and the scarabs can actually score objectives and they can do actions. So I can understand why people don't like these stones. If only they had a longer ranged gun, a 36-inch gun, a slightly more powerful gun. I mean, we don't want it really powerful, Games Workshop, just something better, like one shot, strength 8, the same sort of -3 and 3 damage on each one at 36 inches. It would make the stones playable. If only they could score. If they could score objectives, they would definitely be playable. If only there was no commitment with the cryptech to do actions to move them. Let us just either deploy them normally or have the option to put them into tactical reserve and deep strike them in just once during the game, like turn 2 or 3. I mean, they would be playable then. Congratulations Nick, 25k subs, thank you. Underdog Painting, Bazza, appreciate that. They probably work decent spread out the back line to screen deep strikers. Yes, well, I haven't quite finished what I'm going to say yet. Don't jump the gun. The only use for these stones that I can see is literally to take ground, to maybe stop deep strikers coming in, to have them at the back of your deployment zone to stop your enemy getting into there. However, with that really short range rubbish gun, are you really going to spend those points on this unit? Well, maybe if you've got a slot filled up, maybe your fast attack and your elite slots are all filled up, and you need another unit in there for 100 points, well, maybe they could do the job, because they are a fortification, so they don't take up a slot in your normal detachment. I totally understand why people think they suck, and the truth is they probably do. However, if you like the miniature and you want to have some fun on the table for 100 points, they are definitely fun. So maybe, just maybe, the next time you build your army list, save 100 points for your stones and have a go. But what do you think? Yeah, the stones, such a shame, because they've got so much potential. They're only 100 points. If only they only had a little change that would make them worthwhile. And it's just weird that GW made these awesome miniatures with rules which just do not make you want to play them. Now, if you want to see the battle reports of me playing these stones, here is that video, and here's a video on how I painted my stones. There you go. Am I actually going to beam away? Oh, that was a bit of a disaster last time, wasn't it? Yeah, no, I'll just go to black.